my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, today I have another palace reading for you. The energy of the Tower of London, officially called His Majesty's Royal Palace and Fortress of the Tower of London. It has an amazing history, I'm going to be using the Golden Tarot, and it's been around since the 1000, so it's over 1,000 years old. There's a myth, and it can't be proven, but there is some indication that there is some kind of Roman wall. And the myth is that it was actually started by Julius Caesar when Rome occupied the UK, or what we call the UK right now. I believe they called it Britannia back then. And it's believes he initiated where it was right now because it is on a hill. It's called Tower Hill, and it's at faces the river. Anyways, it can be easily fortified. There was a lot of reasons, and that's the reason why he chose that spot. And that's never been proven. It's just a myth, and actually Shakespeare even added that information into a couple of his plays. I believe Richard I and Richard II. Anyways, it is a tower. This is where Anne Boleyn was beheaded. It was a prison. They did all kinds of nasty things that we wouldn't be doing today, that's for sure. But believe it or not, it was a prison up until 1952. And during World War I and II, a total of 12 what are they called? Spies, traitors. 12 traitors were executed in the Tower of London, right up until World War I, World War II. And like I said, it was an active prison until 1952. And that's kind of where they put the upper echelon prisoners, I guess you could say. I guess that was the fancy prison. And there was another prison, I guess, that was quite nasty in London, and if you were of an upper class, or your crime wasn't that terrible, I think they sent you to the Tower of London. Now, there's all kinds of ghosts there. They actually say Anne Boleyn is a ghost there. But it's surprising, a lot of the executions actually did not take place in the Tower of London. They actually took place outside of the Tower of London on Tower Hill. Very few executions were actually done within the Tower of London itself proper. The last monarch to live there was Henry VIII, and he did extensive renovations on it. And his daughter, Queen Elizabeth I, only stayed there until her coronation, and then she never lived there again. It was more of an armory and just a general, I guess, for lack of a better word, a storehouse or a warehouse for the royals. I mean, right now that's where they keep the royal jewels. They keep the history of the armory there. They keep a lot of their history there. And you'll see the yeomen there, the yeoman warders, or the beef eaters. They actually look after they look after the tower. And then of course you have the Queen's Guard looking after after the royal jewels. And that's where they're kept. And it's open to the public. You can go on tours and whatnot and go see the history of it. And last numbers were 3 million people a year take the opportunity to go through it. I wonder if that number has gone up this year because of all the historical activities that are taking place, like with the death of Queen Elizabeth II and the coronation of King Charles III. So anyways, we are just trying to get the energies of the Tower of London now. What are the energies surrounding the Tower of London? What are some of the energies that are still hanging around? One of the fascinating facts, one of the superstitions of the Tower of London, I guess it was a favorite place for ravens to live, and the revered ravens in the Middle Ages. And the superstition was, I don't know if it's a superstition or a curse, that the day the ravens leave is the day the tower will fall. And they are so into this superstition, there's actually 6 ravens that live at the tower, and there's actually a yeoman, a beef eater, that is hired specifically to make sure that the ravens are fed and well looked after. And actually they're caged there. They can't leave if they wanted to. And so much for superstitions. It's not a superstition once you act on it like that. So that's how afraid they are of. So I don't know if it's a curse that somebody put on it, but they take it quite seriously. So there's 6 ravens that are constantly living there, and somebody who is paid yearly just to make sure the ravens are happy and they don't leave. All right, so let's get started. What are the energies around the Tower of London? This is actually really, I'm excited for this reading. Oh yeah, look, they're chatty. Yeah, let's get to it. Oh, 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups. Well, they're actually, I'm thinking this is the energy that they're tied to the royal family. Like it's, the Tower actually loves being part of the royal family. 8 of Swords upright. 4 of Cups upright. Oh, 4 of Wands in reverse. And Queen of Coins in reverse. I think the Tower is missing Queen Elizabeth. I honestly do. This would be her funeral. This would be, this is Queen of Coins. This is Queen Elizabeth here. I think the Tower is missing her energy. I really do. Because we have the 2 of Cups here with the Queen of Coins. I wonder, right? You don't think these buildings have sentient feelings, but they do. 7 of Wands in reverse. I think what we're getting here is it has a reputation for being like send them to the Tower of London, and I think it would like to shake that reputation. Knight of Swords in reverse. Oh yeah, for sure. On top of the 4 of Cups here, it really regrets its kind of brutal, bloody past here. There is this attack, and this would be, sending them to the gallows or whatever. The Hermit. Now, you know what like I've said, buildings have energy, and especially something that's been around that long and has seen wars come and go. It's been besieged. It has been besieged. And it stood the test of time, but it does have a bit of a bloody past. I think it's this with the Hermit here. It's showing its age and sage, right? It's like the it's a sentinel to the past. It's a sentinel to the past. It has the energy of, we've been through all of this. We've been through, being the brutality that has gone on, the attacks that have gone on, but we're still standing. We're still standing. This also could be, there used to be animals there. So when somebody bring a gift for the king, like a polar bear or a elephant or a leopard or a lion, it would also stay at the Tower of London. They would build a cage for it and whatnot. And the polar bear, actually there's a lot of sightings of a ghost polar bear there. So I don't know what happened to the polar bear. It was a gift from the King of Norway at the time. Knight of Coins in reverse. Yeah, it costs a lot of money to keep it going. Really costs a lot of money. Also, it's not feeling as majestic as it once was. It has been relegated in some respects, hasn't it, to Buckingham Palace and Windsor Castle and, oh, the world, the world. I think this is just because it's worldwide known, the Tower of London. I mean, it's in so many movies, in past movies. I mean, there's sayings about it in popular culture, like, you know, off to the tower, Queen of Swords, upright. Well, this would be, you know what I'm getting with this? Was this Elizabeth I the last one to live there? Was this the last one to live there? Elizabeth I. Like I said, King Henry VIII was the last official monarch residence. It was the residence of the monarch. And he was the last one to officially live there, and he did a lot of renovations to it. And she only stayed there till her coronation, and then she left. So is this giving us an indication of Elizabeth I was the last one to live there? Interesting that we have queens showing up, but no kings. I think it enjoyed the queens more than the kings. I was looking for Henry VIII to show up. And it's not this. It's not Harry. That's not Harry. That's showing the age and the wisdom of the building. Wheel of Fortune. Yes, its fortunes have changed. Its fortunes have changed from being the palace, the royal palace, to I don't want to say a sideshow. It's not a sideshow, but it's like a public museum now. And, you know, that's a bit of a down step, really, from a royal palace to a tourist attraction. Six of Swords in reverse, the Lovers in reverse. Well, that goes back to Henry VIII chopping off his wife's heads, the Hanged Man, and Two of Coins. Three of Coins in reverse. It feels like it's been cheapened a lot here with this Two of Coins and Three of Coins in reverse. It wishes it had more plans to become more grandeur, to have more people choose it to live in. I think it really misses actually people being there. I know this sounds weird. We're talking about a building, but they do. They have energy. They have energy. I think it just feels like a tourist attraction now. It's gone from a royal palace to housing royalty, to being a very important part of town, as the prison, as the torture chamber, the executions. It was a really revered part, and now it's just a tourist attraction for money. It's just a merchandising tourist attraction thing now. And it's kind of, you know, there's no real plans to do anything else with it. And I think it's showing that it's not very happy about that. It's not very happy about that. And what's interesting was when a building is not happy, all of a sudden it starts to break down. Things start to happen to it, so you have to pay attention to it. Let's see if anybody else shows up. Seven of Coins in reverse. Might not be in the budget. Might not be in the budget. Four of Coins in reverse. It might not be in the budget to do anything with it. Ace of Coins in reverse. Yeah. Yeah. I think, look at, we have coins. We have 4 coins in a row. They're all in reverse. I just don't think that there's money in the budget to do anything else with it. It would take so much money to bring it up to any kind of standards for people to live there. I think probably the best thing that they look after is where the royal jewels are kept. That's probably the most secure, most up to date with all the electronics and whatnot to watch them. Because someone did break in and steal them at one time, and so they had to fortify that. I think though, in some regards, they're barely keeping it going. I'm wondering too if there is some kind of curse on it. Here we have the Ten of Cups in reverse. We have 5 reversals here, and it has to do with money. I wonder if there was some kind of curse on it for the families that live there, that they would lose their fortune, or something would happen with their family. And you look at Henry VIII, he was never, I mean, his wives had a hard time carrying children, or the children surviving. I mean, that's why we went from Henry VIII to Elizabeth I. I think there might be some kind of curse on it, that seeds are just not planted here with the Ace of Coins in reverse. There might be some kind of curse on it for families living there. Maybe Elizabeth I is the last one to live there, and she only lived there till her coronation, and she never had children. Right? She was a very successful queen, absolutely, but there was something cursed about. She never got married, she never had children, and it's not because of suitors. She had all kinds of suitors, and she could have, created some alliances with other countries, because that's what you did back then. You married a prince from or a king from another country, and she never did. So maybe there was some kind of curse on her, that she couldn't get pregnant. Seeds just couldn't be planted. Nothing would grow. 7 of Coins in reverse here. So there's that as well. Maybe it does have a curse on it. I don't know if anybody can expand on that, but it seems to me this castle, our palace, it's not a castle, it's a palace. The Tower of London is a royal palace. Really prefers women. Really prefers a feminine. We have the Queen of Coins and the Queen of Swords showing up. I think it really prefers a female atmosphere, which, now we have Queen of Cups in reverse, the Hierophant upright, and 2 of Wands upright, and Page of Coins. We have 3 queens here and no kings yet. And I think it really craves that feminine balance to the energy of imprisonment and torture and death. And I think it's really craving that feminine balance to balance it out. It actually really wants to be part of the royal family again. It really would like to be more active. Also with the Queen of Cups here, the Queen of Coins in reverse, this would tell me there are definitely 2 female ghosts there, because they're in reverse. So that tells me they've passed and they're active there. So that would tell me there's at least 2 female ghosts there. And like I said, I've already said, Anne Boleyn is known to, the ghost that people see is her. Actually, she has her head under her arm and walking around. There's a couple of male ghosts there, and of course the polar bear is a ghost that people have seen, and then random other people. But definitely the cards are definitely showing we have 2 ghosts, 2 female ghosts for sure. We do. Four of Swords. Yeah, talks about the people who have died there. Knight of Cups in reverse. King of Coins. We finally have a king in here. And you know who this is? Henry VIII. I don't know what his star sign is, but that was him. He was a big man with beard, king of the castle, just ruled I'm just getting a feeling this is him, and he's in reverse, and the devil is upright. Yeah, I think it'll always be tied to Henry VIII. I think it'll always be tied to Henry VIII. I think that's a big part of the things that they sell there, is that Henry VIII lived there. He was the last one to live there. So that's why I called him King of the Castle. Even though other royalty lived there, he was the last one to actually call it his residence. Let's put it that way. And he was a terror. This Knight of Cups, he was he romanced you until he didn't want to anymore, and then he was done with you. This Four of Swords speaks to the amount of people that that had their endings there with the devil. Does anybody know, does his ghost still haunt the area? Now, here's the thing though with ghosts. You know, and you think, well, aren't they reincarnated? Everybody says they're reincarnated by now. That's just your energy field as you were of that person. That's not necessarily your soul. So it's your soul that reincarnates. It's no different than if you take a hot pot off the stove and you put your hand over the burner, not on the burner. I'm not telling you to do that. You still can feel the heat. Well, that's still the energy that is still there. So when you see ghosts on these from long ago, from 500-600 years ago, more than likely those people have reincarnated probably 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5 times back. But their energy, because it was so strong there, or the energy that was released when they died, is still there. And that's what you're picking up when you see a ghost in one of these castles, that somebody that's 500-600 years old or lives 500-600 years ago. So he put so much into there. We're renovating it, and you see this little coin here that shows like he's fixing things up. His energy is probably there. He had so much going on when he was there. That's why I called him King of the Castle. That's his castle. So his energy is almost embedded in everything that is there. Did he die there with this Four of Swords? Did he die there? I should have looked that up. So we have 2 women, and we have Henry VIII. Oh, look at that. And the clock agrees with me. Oh, and 7. I wonder if Henry VII is there as well. Knight of Wands upright. The High Priestess in reverse. Queen of Wands. We have another queen. We have all 4 queens here. The Empress. We have the 5th queen. The Empress is the queen of the queens. And the 2 of Swords, Ace of Cups. This is a building that just really, really craves female energy. And it might be hanging on to some of those energies as well. Of some of the queens that live there, some of the queens that revered it. It's really trying to hang on to it. Now this Queen of Wands is upright and the Queen of Swords is upright. So I don't know if their energy is there. This just could be the Tower wanting that energy, just really wanting that energy, the attention of definitely it wants some female attention. It probably needs that balance. Look at this, High Priestess, Queen of Wands, the Empress. It just really needs that female touch, right? Have you ever been to a house and you can just tell it doesn't have the female touch? And that doesn't mean male or females decorating it. It's the energy, right? It just doesn't have, it feels cold. It just doesn't have that you call it like the female touch, or, why does home feel like home? It's because your mom is there, or, your grandmother is there. It's like she's in the kitchen cooking, and the smells that it creates in that home. And Have you ever gone back into your home after it's been sold? And if you're lucky enough to go in, you don't even recognize it. It doesn't feel like all the energies have changed. But this Tower of London is definitely craving a female touch. This actually is this Queen Elizabeth I. Hey, with the red hair like that. I wonder. Well, this was interesting. I thought I'd get more haunted people. Like, you know, the Three of Cups in reverse or anything like that. And I think especially here with this Ace of Cups here, it's so if you're a female and you want to go to the Tower of London, you'll probably have a nicer time than some of the males. You'll probably feel like it feels more like home, or it just is really craving more feminine, I shouldn't say female, feminine energy. It really enjoyed the queens, not so much the kings, maybe because they were more gruff and more off with their head, and it really enjoyed housing the queen. Also, look at I just got this, look at the crown jewels. It's loving that as well. It's really, really endeared to that. I don't think it's going to give up its secrets very easily. I don't think so. I don't think so. We might hear something, because the Two of Swords here with the secrets. We might hear something about it. Might, but it's because this is only a 2 that's holding the secret. We might, and with the Ace of Cups here, we might hear something new about the Tower of London. Might hear something new about it. You know, maybe they find a body, or maybe they do discover that Julius Caesar did start it. Yeah, anyways, I'm enjoying these. I've got a list that I want to get to. A couple of you have requested, and I'm going to have a look, and let's keep reading on this. I find this actually fascinating. Like, who would have thought the Tower of London preferred the queens that are living there, and just really enjoyed having the feminine energy in there to balance out some of the other masculine things that were going on. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. I do have a list, but if you have some list of a castle that I might not have on my list, just put it down in the comments and I'll see if I can get to it. Thanks so much for watching. See you online. Bye for now.